June 22, 2026. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on 2002 chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. Looking back, I was actually out for the last couple of weeks for vacation, and it's kind of nice because, I mean, other than stuff happening in the stock world with SpaceX and whatnot, prices were just kind of choppy most of the days, and I also missed out on FOMC rate decision week, which typically are really boring and slow. So I was able to get back today, and I took a loss in the first trade, a win on the second, and then a win on the third. And the first one wasn't the best setup. I did interpret it probably incorrectly and took some liberties, and so I got punished for it. And the second one was, I think, a little bit emotional, but it was lucky it worked out. And the third one, it was a little aggressive, as kind of reading into it a little bit more than maybe I should have, just stretching the trade a little bit, so it's a little more aggressive. So I'm going to actually stop trading right now. It's not, the market hasn't closed yet, but it looks like it's range bound. And right before I started the video, I saw that there was a potential trade right here, multiple touch off the top of the range, and I'll get to it when I get to it. So according to Forex Factory, there was no real economic data that came out. Prices in the pre-market looked like it moved up two legs, almost like two legs up, and then it moved in this blue shallow channel. Later, I tried to find this transparent channel moving up. So right where I started trading is right here. It pushes up, creates a localized high. It's a first entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long here, but it's not the best signal bar, and it's really just looks like it's just one leg. So it could make a second leg down, so I'm not really looking to take a second entry long here. Pushes up. This is the high of day. This little blue line kind of tracks the high of day. Pushes down on, it looks like this orange down channel break, tests the low, and starts moving back up. It looks like it's moving up this green up channel. And at this point, I do have this trend line established because I thought it looked like it has three decent good touches and then a fourth, fifth touch here. But I didn't really color it in as a channel yet because I don't trust the high side. It only has two touch confirmation. But the low side looks like it's holding. So it pushes up and looks like it's moving down one leg. And this is where I get punished. So it's a localized high. It's a first entry long. Technically, this bar is inside to this one. So it never really broke above this one. But it looks like a visual first entry pullback, second entry long. So when it did this first entry long, second entry long, at the time I was thinking the EMA is holding. Now keep in mind, this bar is inside to this bar, and even this red bar is technically inside to this bar as well. So that should have been kind of red flags all over the place, but I was aggressive. I hadn't been trading for a couple of weeks that I think I was too eager. I was kind of forcing a setup. So it's first entry, pullback, visual second entry. As soon as it broke above this candle here, and it closed one tick above, I thought in real time, I said, well, obviously it's moving up. EMA is holding, it's pushing up. This leg down, this measured leg down indicator, I haven't really drawn in at that time. I entered right at the highs of this, and then I just updated NinjaTrader yesterday with the latest update, and it actually shows you, I guess, the direction of your trade, which is kind of neat. So I entered here with a buy order, flushes down, my stop's below this double bottom, and stops me out. So I look back after the loss and I realize, okay, I did force this setup because this following the rules is kind of an inside bar to this. So it hasn't decisively broken above this guy. So it does look like a visual first entry long, but to consider the first entry long decisively, it's not there. And then first entry long probably shows up here, but I just see it as visual first entry, second entry, and even then, this is still aggressive because again, this is inside to this. And if you actually look at all the candles here, this candle, this candle, this candle, and this candle could arguably be said to be inside of this candle. So that should have been another red flag. If I looked at it that way, with this being a range, then I'd be realizing that I'm actually buying into the high here, despite the fact that I wanted to believe the EMA was acting as support. So I took a loss here. It finally moves down the second leg. Looks like a measured leg here. Two legs down. It starts reversing up. And as it pushes down and pushes back up, as soon as it broke above this resistance area, I dropped in my entry here. And again, this trade isn't good as well, but I took the trade, entered here, my stop was actually below this guy, so it wasn't even following the rules of keeping at the swing low. So this isn't even the best trade either, because keeping it right here below this entry bar, it's a little too tight for this setup. But even then, this setup shouldn't have taken place. So it kind of broke, I guess, two rules. One, the setup wasn't clean. The second was I didn't have the proper stop. But in this case, it's a poor entry, the proper stop. It, in this case, fortunately didn't stop me out. It did move the 6 ticks, so was able to exit right here. And it pushes up. It looks like it's moving choppy down. I'm thinking this support line here is actually going to be viable. And so I'm watching it. I'm not looking really for second entries here because it just looks too spindly. There's too much width on each side. Comes down. I'm watching closely right here and it breaks through. So it looks like it's moving down this orange down channel. Break, test the low, and it kept going. So that's where I discovered maybe it's moving down this yellow down channel. And it moves all the way back down with 2 legs up, pushes back down. I saw this and I thought it was an almost trade, but I'm glad I didn't take it, even though it looked like it would have worked. Looks like it's 2 legs up. This orange down channel does need to test the low, but I was concerned about this potential support area here. And in real time, with something like this, there is maybe enough for 1 point scalp, but 6 ticks is actually pressing it a little bit because you're getting really close to the support area on a mediocre trade, which, I was taking the 2 trades previously. It starts moving down what it looks like this transparent channel here. It's far from the EMA. You have a new low, first entry short pullback, second entry short. I marked this just because it's more after the fact. It engulfed all the previous bars. So this guy engulfed this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 previous bars with this one big move. But unfortunately, it stops right here where this blue line is, which is a potential support bounce area. So it just made me extra cautious. If I did try to take the trade, it would have been either at the low of this guy where the blue line is, wouldn't have gotten filled here. And as soon as I saw this candle print, I would have been extra cautious because now it's a green candle. So it's just something I noticed in real time, but just something for my own self to note. Then it pushes down here, breaks through this transparent channel, which I don't fully trust. And it pushes up, break of the green up channel, tests the high, and then starts pushing back down. This kind of goes into this choppy mode here. Now, at the time, I thought this red line and this blue line was where my range was going to be. So I thought this was going to be the range that I was working with. And then later when it broke out, this is what I was thinking in real time. Then later when it broke out and upwards and I kept going, I still thought the top of the range was going to be this red channel or this red line here. Push down as orange, break, first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short. By technical counts, it is first entry, second entry, but it looks like it's just one, maybe two. But this is just too congested here. I was moving down one. I was looking for a second leg test lows here. It never shows up. I start thinking that maybe there is a resistance potentially right about here because it looked like it respected it here. Maybe it's respecting it here. Pushes, breaks the high, comes back down. Then I took another trade here. Now this is a little aggressive because at the time, as I said, I thought this could have been a potential resistance area. And then later I had this one. The colors are actually reversed. I had the red one here and I had my blue channel defined by where this red one currently is. I saw a localized high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. Technically the second entry long fails here. Then when this one pushed so strongly below the support here, I thought there was a possible trade here. So I actually entered one tick here, thinking the support area is where this blue one is. There's a fail breakout here, and I thought this fail breakout corresponds to this fail breakout. Pushing down, there's enough for a 6-tick scalp. Entered it, notably more aggressive, and I did get the 6 ticks. And if you look, it would have just kind of chopped sideways. My stop was actually above this candle. And in actuality, it probably should have been above this one, to be above this swing high. It kind of chopped sideways, pushes back up, hits this resistance, and actually breaks through. And that's where I thought The top of the range might actually be roughly right here. I think I actually had it a little bit lower right here. I think I had this one touch and this one almost touch. And it kind of chops around, so I'm thinking it's currently in this blue range. Looks like a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. And as it pushes up, it looks like it hit this resistance. So this is a multiple test. And at the time before I started the video, when this kind of formed, I thought, was there a possible trade here? Because this is a manageable risk. But I was looking for a lower high. But then when this lower high showed up, I decided, I'm just not really dialed in on my chart read. And I'm really kind of inventing and reaching for some trades today. So I decided like I should definitely stop and not trade anymore. So hopefully that was helpful.